Hello everyone, it's Frances here. Thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel. I've got a couple of things, a few things to show you. All of these things will be for sale. Just message me. I should remember to say the prices, but when I'm showing, but if I do forget, then just message me. Okay, the first one up is this one, which is a slightly different journal than I normally make. And it all started life is I have an absolute massive bundle of envelopes which I got in France this year, and these are some of them. These are slightly larger ones. And so what I did, the basis of this journal is an envelope, which I will show you. Okay, so that there is the front cover of the journal, which I have reinforced. I have attached, this is a hard book cover, this bit, which I have covered in this absolutely beautiful French, it wasn't a postcard, I think it's one of those World War things, cards and mementos and remembrance and birthday cards that you can get, and I think this is one of them. And I have, it's sort of, I wouldn't say plastic, but it's hand painted. It says souvenir from France, and this is not embroidered on the card. It is like an applique embroidery, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I've just attached it to this book board, and I have covered it with another design, which you will see here. This is one of my husband's digital designs, AI. So there is the envelope, and I've just put that underneath because I just thought it looked lovely and cushioned. And it is a fantastic piece of old quilt, which was a little bit threadbare, which, as you know, I absolutely love. So I've just darned it, not trying to hide the darn at all. I made it sort of quite an honest darn. And here is a tiny little pocket and some lace. So that's the cover. And I'll zoom through, and I'll only waffle when I think it necessary. That's folded into a letter design. This is made from some vellum, and I photocopied this design. Sorry, I can't remember whose design it is, I beg your pardon. Stuck on some bits and a herbarium tag, and the vellum I made into a bag, which just clips on here with the folded envelope. It's folded in the old-fashioned way, and it is old paper. Another envelope, original French. That's a what do you call them? Forgotten. Real hydrangea from an old transfer book. It's another one of my husband's digitals, which I put on an old postcard. And it says here, one of my favourite sayings, he was the only one who could stop the sky from falling. This is a 1750 something book page. Another one of those folded envelopes, which you can easily just use for tucking something down in as well. But there's lots of writing space in this journal, including all the backs and blanks of these bits. So all these inserts are blank on the back so that you can write and journal. Oops. What I've done here, oh I know. So there's another little tuck spot there. That's a fragment of an old postcard. think I was going to glue that on there. I will do that. This is a stamp that I've had for absolutely years and years and years, and I'm afraid I don't know where I got it now, but it's absolutely beautiful. I stamped it onto this old vintage dictionary page and just very slightly coloured in the blossom. Lots of journaling spots. So where you wouldn't be able to write, so for instance on the back of that dictionary I've put blank paper to give you extra space. This is another one of my little creations. I have this stamp again, had it for years, and I just made it into a little pocket by folding some paper and then just put a little snippet inside, again with tiny little bits of old vintage and antique papers that you can write on. Another one of my husband's designs. This is part of a pianola roll, which I think is lovely. I'll show you something later. This was just me doodling with some different colour paints, and then I just added some legs and a head, and I thought they looked quite interesting. Here is another, another little tuck spot there. And I've left plenty for you to do if you wish, you know, by adding more pockets if you wish, or belly bands or whatever. This is a copy of a German dictionary page. That is another little tuck. Here's just a little book, a scrappy book made up of bits and pieces. Another one of my book page envelopes. Recently, when I was in the Lake District, we went to a place called Settle, and there was a little shop there called Moss. If I remember, I will link it below because I know they're on Instagram. And I bought quite a few pieces of ephemera from, sadly, a deceased estate, and in there was a box of these beautiful cards. It says Tom Dixon, organist and choirmaster, St Paul's, Seaton. Now there's a Seaton in Devon, but obviously this one was Lake District way, but it's nice. So I popped that in there, made a pocket for the centre of the signature. Writing space. Lovely end paper. That's the other part of that pianola roll. More dictionary page. So as you get towards the back, you'll see I haven't decorated every page. Because it actually comes with a little pouch of ephemera for you to finish it off. That's the back of the initial envelope. Okay, so that is the journal, which, as I say, is a bit different from my usual journals, but I must admit I really did have fun making this one. And it comes with this little pouch, which I've just made from brown paper. Put an envelope front, digital envelope front here. These are just decoration treasury tags, but I thought they looked nice. Oh, this is a beautiful silver coloured butterfly, which my friend Nicola gave me. And in here is an assortment of ephemera, which goes with this journal so that you can add some more bits and pieces to it. So there's some tickets, some a length of lace which I've put on the back of an old French postcard. Now I watched a YouTube video and I think it was Souvenir de la France who showed how to do this, which I thought was very, very clever, and I do have a lot of postcards, so thank you for that, I think it's Jacqueline. Thank you for that inspiration. So lots of little pieces. There's another little snippet tag, plenty of places to write. One of those folded envelopes, again with the beautiful bird on it. This is a tissue paper bag which I made with the lovely dress stamp on it. It's very delicate, but it is beautiful. Then there's a couple of French airmail stamps from the 1980s or 90s. There's two of those. And there is magazine pages, and these are all French book pages. This one's got a lovely colour to it as well. These are just great folded in your journal, or for making those envelopes. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm showing you. And as I say, this one will be available. Now this journal is going to be £35 with the ephemera pouch as well. So I hope you like that. Message me if there's any questions. I may have zoomed through it. Second up, I have, sorry about the crinklies. My friend Angela gave me this. Isn't it beautiful? It did have a little pearl in here, but sadly I must have been too rough with it. Sorry about the crinkling. I'll tip it out. So basically it's a little bag of bling. I don't know about you, but I think I was a magpie in a past life, and I can't resist bling. And these are great for attaching to your journals. You can use those as little dangles. There's a brooch there. Again, they can look beautiful just attached to the front of a journal. Then there's some diamante bits, a brooch which does have a stone missing, but one could cover that and glean the rest of the... It's another one of the silver butterflies that my friend Nicola gave me. Then there is quite a long diamante necklace, which you can harvest all those stones. They would look beautiful on the front of a journal. And there's also a bracelet where the stones can be harvested. So that bundle of goodness will be £10. Just put that to one side. You don't know how hard it is for me to part with things like that, but I must do it. Okay, then I still have some piano rolls left if anyone is still interested. I hope you can see that without it being, having to stand up just to see that you can see it. There's a piano roll, pianola roll, and it's got this beautiful paper which you can cut. There's quite a lot. I've never unwound one to find out exactly how much is in it, but there is quite a lot, and I use these frequently, but I am willing to sell a couple of those. I can't actually remember how much I sold them for previously, but if you look back on my Instagram account you'll see, and they will be the same price. Then I have one of these left. Well, what it was, if you remember on my Instagram account, I put these on the other day, and it's a sewing kit. And how they finish up is you get an A4 piece of paper like this, which when cut out and glued together make up this little journal. This one is paper, so the inside you can put exactly what you want. You can make them paper or you can make them fabric, lots of little tuck spots. But this is just examples, and this one I made actually into a little sewing kit to just pop in your handbag or in your pocket or give to someone as a stocking filler or whatever. So for instance, this one, everything to make it is in this kit. Whereas this one, all I did was substitute those little bits for paper. So each one of those pages are paper. I hope you understand that. And so I still have one of those kits left, only one, and that's it. And that, I think they are, I can't remember whether they're £5 or £6, but do have a look on my Instagram. Last but not least is this, and it is another journal, but it's a folio journal. I have put 3 signatures in it, and they are the sort of signatures, sorry that was loud, they are the sort of signatures you can take in and take out. And the reason I'm going to be selling this for £25, and the reason being it's got absolutely loads of beautiful ephemera in it. It would have been normally a little bit more than that, but can you see it's just slightly off? When I repurposed the cover, I think the actual spine wasn't as straight as it could have been, so it is just a weeny bit off. Perhaps it's just me being fussy, but anyway, it's £25. Lovely old book page, 1750s book page, some Queen Anne lace, and in it, as I said, you can take out everything because it's all elasticated. So if you wanted to rearrange it, take things out of here and add it to your own journals, that's absolutely fine and easily done. But I'll zoom through. Glassine bag here with some bits and pieces within it. I've collaged on that lovely old glassine bag. I think virtually everything in here, I'll tell you if it's not, but virtually everything in here is vintage or antique. This is more modern because it's one of my digitals, one of my husband's digitals. I've used old stamps for page tags. It's another glassine bag here which I've collaged a little. That's not old, but it is beautiful. Look at those two. Can you see that in the glare? There we go. They look tinkers, don't they? That's from an old 18-something music frontage. That's one of my glassine pocket here. Another one of our digitals. Tag. Oh, I've got to put a bit of ribbon in there. Lovely French school book. That's just stuck on with washi tape in the corners. That can completely come out if you wish. Another glassine bag. Art House Whimsy. I love her. I think she's growing disgracefully. Pocket there. So there's the middle. You see, as you can see, you can add pages in or pull pages out, however the mood takes you. Just absolutely loads. I mean, you could make lots of journals with just the ephemera that's within here. Some old bus tickets. That's another one of my husband's. When he designed that one, that caused quite a stir. Lots of people seem to like that one. I've backed it onto an old postcard, as you can see. That's not old, that's from a lovely book. Well, I think it's about 30 years old. It's one of my husband's goodies. Forgotten. Art House Whimsy, perhaps. That's one of my on an old envelope. I think I made a little booklet. Yeah, I made a little booklet out of that one. Another one of my hubbies. Linen button on an old card. Ubiquitous swan. I love swans. Okay, so that's that one. And as I was looking through it, I suddenly realised I hadn't put a great deal of fabric in it. So what I've done as an addition to it is added these things, which are things that I have made and added to it. And I've got this idea from, I think it's Jacqueline, Souvenir de la France, here on YouTube. And they are just French spools made of from original French postcards, which I thought was an absolutely brilliant idea, and I've got loads of those. So and I've put a good length of lace on it. Same with that one, old French postcard with original stamp, and that's got a shiny bit of lace on it. And then I've done just a tiny bit of snippet that could either be a belly band or a pocket or whatever you wanted to do with it. And then there's just a few dangly tags that one could put on a page, and just a little snippet that could literally go anywhere. Okay, I hope you like that too. As I say, that one is £25, but if any of these things appeal to you, then please just message me, even if it's just to say hello. It's just nice to know that people are out there. Okay, thanks for looking. Bye for now and take care. Bye.